Hello and welcome to the Watch What Crappens bonus episode. I'm Ronnie and that's dear little Benjamin over there. Hello, Ben.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, good. Welcome to Real Housewives of Miami Day, everybody. One good thing about being here on the bonus is you don't have to listen to us sell you shit for the first 5 minutes. We get to just jump right into this recap, and we're super excited. It's been a crazy good week on Bravo. Well,
Except for Potomac.
yeah. And Below Deck wasn't great either, I have to say. The
Yeah,
start
that
of the
was
week
dumb.
was not great on Bravo, but Below Deck's just warming up. Real Housewives of Potomac needs a retool. There's no point in going on about that.
It's done.
But the second half of the week has really picked it up. I mean, Beverly Hills was fun. This Miami is pure fucking chaos. Summer
Great.
House is great. We have a great recap of that coming up for you guys tomorrow. But right now, we had to move something over to bonus. And, we thought, why not move one of the best things to the bonus? Because
Yeah.
that's what you should get when you come be
should get the
part of
best
the
stuff
bonus
here.
fam. Okay, the best stuff. So here we are with part one of The Real Housewives of Miami.
And it opens up, the reunion opens up with Andy on his phone doing like an Instagram story, chewing his finger at the reunion. He's like, I'm on lunch break and there's such a fight going on down the hall. I'm like, Andy, could you take your finger out of your mouth for your Instagram story? Come on.
There's something about the way that they get Andy on camera that he just can't replicate on his own. And I noticed, like, when I went to your house last week, because I was in LA, we recorded from your house, and I looked completely different than I do at my own setup. In my own setup, I'm adorable. At your house, I looked like fucking Uncle Fester and Bat Boy had a
No.
baby. I looked crazy. And so I know that it's like the way you're shot, but man, Andy should not let himself be shot outside of the set because he looks like a vampire. Like, I don't know what it like bloodshot. I don't know what it is. He looks not great. And then he looks so cute in the reunion. So I think it's the angles. Bad phone angles.
Angles, lighting, it can do, I mean, we all know. We
Rare.
all know. Get us in the wrong, get us all at the wrong angle, and it's a disaster. I mean, you should. There were a few photos from the crappies where I was like, I looked like a melted candle. So then we
That's
see
what I used to call Adrian Malouf. Oh God, those were the days. God, I miss the
those
2010s.
were the days. So Andy's like, yeah, there's such a fight going on down the hall. And then we see it's a classic Miami fight with Alexia and Larsa. Don't call me a liar. Don't call me a liar. I didn't call you a liar. Don't call me 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 a liar. No, you're not. You're a liar. I'm not the liar. You're a liar. I'm not a liar. X, Y, and Z. X, Y, and Z, but also ABC. ABC and X, Y, and Z, but also like GHI. GHI, but what about LMNOP and this and that?
Yeah, it's basically like you're a bad friend. You're like a bad friend. Like, nah, you are. Nah, you are. So then we see coming up tonight, and honestly, it just looks like fucking insane chaos. I don't know how else to
Pandemonium.
describe it. I don't think there's
Pandemonium.
going to be a calm moment here, and I'm all for it. That's
Well,
why I'm
it's
here.
'cause it's elevated because they're screaming at each other, but they're also wearing the most over-the-top costumes. I mean, Adriana is doing a Frida Kahlo thing. She's got like a halo. Larsa has a crown. She also has a giant, I don't know what you would, like a robe almost. Like they're
Cape.
all, yeah, a cape. They're all just like the most extravagant outfits of all time.
Everybody looks fucking insane. Julia looks like Mrs. Roper at a strip club on Safari. Like they all literally look great. The most normal, understated one is actually Marisol, who looks like Steve is trying to grill a hamburger on her chest. I mean, she's
No, what was going on? She had like a drying rack on her chest. It was like that's where you put your cookies. And her dress made so much noise every time she talked. This is what it sounded like. Shh, 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 shh. I was like, and by the way, the microphones. I don't know what was going on with the audio for this episode. Did it sound wild to you? It sounded like some people would be really low, some are really high, some are really like.
well, they turned them down. So they had somebody working the mic levels because this cast will not stop yelling over each other. I mean, it's rough on all the Housewives shows, but this one is the worst. He can literally not ever get them to stop talking over each other. So this year they have somebody on volume controls, and you noticed it a lot, especially with Adriana, because this time they let Adriana and Marisol come out the whole time. Well, are they always out the whole time?
This was a first. I mean, like again,
This was the first,
they're
right?
just- they got these friend dubs are the only ones to get a end of season update, and they also just start out just on the set. They don't even have a let's please bring them out. They just like let's stop with this facade. We'll start with them. It's amazing.
So they actually get to be on the stage the whole time. But you notice the microphone thing, especially with Adriana, because she is not going to shut up. She really battles by just over talking people, and she's a repeater. You know, she's a yeller and a repeater. She just repeats the same phrase, and the poet, and the poet, and the poet. The hubris, the hubris, the hubris, the hubris.
She's trying to do the lies, the lies, the lies. Not hubris, not hubris, not hubris.
So they turn her down most of the time. So it's really funny because Alexia, they don't turn down, and you just see Adriana yelling at her, but they've got her turned all the way down, so you don't know what she's saying, and it's so funny.
So it's New York City. It's 7 a.m. People are arriving, and Marcus is there too. And they're in glam, and
Poor
Kiki's
Marcus,
praying.
not even knowing that his entire reputation is ruined today. I mean, look at him just walking in so happily with this stupid, dumbstruck smile that he's always got.
It's like, hey.
A dumb fucking smile. Man, Marcus really turned into a piece of shit this whole time. It's like, okay, he's a Nepo baby. It's kind of gross that he brags about his dad's money, but he's officially a piece of garbage now. Gross.
Wait, what
Shame
happened?
on you, sir.
Wait, what happened? I felt like
These
it was
women
just
aren't even fit to do the dishes in my daddy's house. What a piece of
yeah.
shit this guy is. This guy's this guy's garbage. Hate. I went into immediate hate mode.
I forgot. So he's just visiting with everyone. Andy's doing that thing now that Shahs of Sunset isn't on anymore. He now has this show to practice a new language. He's like, hey, Las Reñas, mwah, mwah, mwah. Beso, beso. Hold on, let me try this out. ¿Dónde está la biblioteca? Ha! Spanish.
Mi camisa es verde. I thought he said Las Peras, which is like I thought he was saying like, hey, bitches or something. I was like, that's awkward, but I'm glad you corrected.
I thought he said Las Reñas because they were wearing crowns.
Or queens. Okay, well, that makes more sense. And I didn't rewind because I was like, I don't have all day. Then he goes to Gertie and Kiki, and he's like, so how are you feeling? And Gertie's, of course, extra as usual. She's like, oh, really? Well, you know what's happening today? The ball is in Larsa's court today. I'll tell you that because she likes balls, right? She likes balls.
Yeah, like Andy, like, you know, Marcus is like, everyone keeps asking about my dad, but like no one else asks about anyone else's dads and moms. And he's like, yeah, well, no one else's dad is Michael Jordan. By the way, The Last Dance. Did you see that, Marcus? Your dad's documentary? Oh God, it was so good.
And he's like, these women, they wouldn't even be able to do the dishes in my daddy's house. Huh? Like, even let alone bring themselves into this conversation. Some people need to stay in their lane, you know what I mean? Yeah, and your lane is not as a real housewife. Get the fuck out of here. He should be banned from the property from now on. Bye.
What is Marcus's lane, by the way? I'm just curious.
I don't know, but I can tell you this much. His father paved it.
That's true. So now they come out, and so we have this set. It's like Mexico City. It's a cool set, but for some reason, I always feel like every year the Miami reunion always feels so cramped. I mean, part of it is that there are many more people on the stage, and they're also wearing gigantic dresses, but it always feels like they're sitting right around Andy. It does not have like that big, like, doesn't feel like Beverly Hills where they just had all this space. They always are cramming them into like what did they rent out? Like what like tiny room did they rent out? So, but it's a big set though.
Well, we
so I
need
didn't
room
understand.
for the fruit stand. I mean, Jesus Christ,
Obviously.
we need a fucking whole produce section on this set. You know, now before I was going off on Ben for being mean to the gays and their set design, but
In
then
New
I got
York.
to this show and I was like, okay, that's a lot of fruit.
Like, I mean, I was expecting like actual performers to come out. I'm surprised they didn't hire extras to mill around in the background.
No
you
kidding.
know?
Like, did Michelle Obama design this set? Like, is she guilting me about fucking healthy eating even during a reunion? Like, why is there so much fruit?
Wow, I was not expecting to go to Michelle Obama over this.
I got mad because she's like, we don't need candy machines in schools. That was like the one time with Michelle Obama. I was like, I'm done with you now. Like, I've supported you, but now you're coming for candy machines in schools and you expect my support? How about you stop sending me fucking fundraising emails because you're not getting them after that stunt. Missy.
Took away your Mars bars.
Literally
they are
get mad every time I'm in a fruit section. I literally tell off Michelle Obama in my head.
well. we are now here, and the people have gathered at the sofas, and Julia is. I need to sit down and not crack my pants, cause this dress was made by goat. So everyone is coming to stage. They all have huge dresses, as we mentioned, and it's like, hello, ladies. Welcome back to Mexico City. Traditionally, we kick off the Miami reunion with a shot of tequila just for fun, and we wanted to taste Larsa's tequila, but Larsa, where is it? It didn't arrive on time.
It's like on its way, like Andy, like God, like it's like coming soon, like.
AKA, like, I'm sure it's already like Larsa's tequila is probably already like gone into bankruptcy.
So he's like, all right, well, let's just toast. Everybody makes peace, okay? Because that's his thing, you know. So then he goes into this segment by plane, gondola, or Lenny's Rolls Royce. These ladies travel, and they come dressed to impress. I mean, look at Adriana. She's Frida Kahlo. And she's like, I'm Frida Kahlo, Andy. This is my homage to all women that go through a lot, and we rise through ashes like the phoenix.
Well, Marisol, you look beautiful. Many bathroom breaks to come within the evening. Well, you know, as a gay icon, you have to stay hydrated. You know what I'm saying? You can count on consistency from me.
Then we talk about Nicole because she's preggers. And he's like, when's your baby born? Because here's when my baby was born. Oh my God, they're both going to be Tauruses. My baby's a Taurus too. I have a baby.
Julia, you look like an operatic queen. Yes, always drama. He's like, yeah. Oh, diva, like with a capital D. Speaking of, hi, Alexia. Oh, wait, like I'm a diva now? Is that like what you're trying to say about me now? Like, no, I don't like it. I don't appreciate that, Andy. No, you're a liar.
So he's like, wow, is Barbie your inspiration? She's like, apparently I'm not a Barbie anymore because someone else took my title of Barbie. And Nicole's like, I don't want the title. It's okay. I've already got the 5 mansions. You can have the title if you want it. So,
hi, Lisa. You look almost like the personification of the dancing emoji. And I just got a email from Apple that says, please stop throwing chicken at the dancing emoji. Lisa, are you throwing chicken at emojis again?
Lisa, you are as tiny of a cartoon non-entity as the little dancing lady on the Apple emoji site. All right. And she's like, thanks, Andy. And then he's like, well, Larsa, why are you dressed like a queen? And she's like, because, like, I feel like today, like, I feel like I need to, like, rise above it and be like the queen. She's actually dead. Right. You do know that, right? Well, like, no one really told me that part. Damn it.
But you didn't get boobs as big as hers. You gotta, come on, see it through.
Come on, Elizabeth had a way better rack than you do. Come on.
So Larsa is wearing her promise ring, which is so lovely. And now Andy is like, okay, so on Watch What Happens Live, Larsa, you said you were out shopping for diamonds. Any updates? Yeah, we found like a ring like that we really like, and like I'm really excited, so it was really cheap actually, but turns out it was just a camera, it was a ring camera. So then we had to start it all over again. But you know, we'll keep on working on it and this and that and XYZ.
So let's see. So she's like, yeah, we need bigger closets, Andy. And he's like, well, Larsa, last year you claimed to have sex 4 times a night. Go Rose! So he says that recently on Watch What Happens, she claimed that with Marcus, it's 5 times a night. Okay. He's like, what do your kids think about you saying that? And it's like, you know what? Like, I feel like I'm not like gonna like talk about like my sex life. Cause like I think like it makes like my family uncomfortable, like. And Alexi's like, oh well, can you blame them?
Like, that's a little weird.
Oh, bro,
it's a little weird.
Gross.
Also, by the way, makes the audience uncomfortable too. So Larsa's like, well, I'm not asking you, Alexia. I'm just like giving my opinion. And she's like, yeah, but like I'm having a conversation with you. I've decided. Star is talking to non-star. Okay, so you have to answer Star question.
And they're like, nobody believes this. And Gertie's like, yeah, nobody believes that. That's crazy. And she's like, maybe it's because you guys are like dry, like, look at me. I'm basically like Queen Elizabeth. You guys have dry vaginas, like, I mean, like your pussies, they're dry. Gross.
I have a wet ass pussy like Queen Elizabeth. So Andy's like, well, who here believes that Larsa actually has this much sex? And Lisa's like, well, I think that like maybe not every day, but like the days that she does have it. And Gertie just starts her, mascot, mascot. She's a mascot, mascot, mascot.
Says the mascot. And Lisa's like, well, I mean, I spend time with them. And like Marcus is always touching her. It's like nonstop. And Lexi goes, yeah, but like having sex, that's like a different thing, okay? Like, you know, it's like different. Like sticking it in, like you have to take the time to do that.
No, but she does. She takes the time. Mascot. Thank you, mascot. Thank you, mascot. Yo, you're so rude. You're so rude. All right. Well, he said, Marcus Jordan, who's now my best friend because he's going to introduce me to his dad. He said it was 5 releases. Wow. Kiki's like, oh, come on. Once in a day, once in a while, yeah. But like every day, no.
This show, like, let's just keep. How much more can we get out of Marcus's cum? Let's just keep talking about it. So he's like, so Marcus, what about speaking of Marcus, what did he think about everybody making fun of you having a coming home party when he was only gone for 5 days? And Lars is like, you know, Kiki was like hurtful because like she doesn't like have that like energy when I'm like with her, and I feel like she just like hurt my feelings. And Gertie's like, oh really? Well, that's how I felt when you with you about me, because that's how you are with me. Okay, all right, you'll have your turn, ma'am. Yeah. Gertie is like really ready to go. Every time they ask somebody something, Gertie's like, oh really? Well, imagine how I felt when you did it to me.
Gertie has her plan, but she keeps like firing off a little too early. So Kiki's like, oh yeah, well, are you the same Larsa who said, I have to find a man in order for me to hang out with you? Kiki, like you go by the name Kiki because you Kiki in my face, but then you go talk behind my back. He's like, yeah, well, you know what? You called me on doing a rampage saying you only have one Hermes bag, and you said that's why you use a vibrator because you could because I can't keep a man. And like I can say this about you. Like, all because I said you were 50. You need to grow up because you're throwing like a party for a man after 5 days. And then because of Marcus, he goes, don't hate on our love. Don't hate on our love.
Marcus not hearing the part where Larsa just said, you're poor and no one will fuck you. Marcus is like, don't hate on our love. So Gertie's like, I want to say something. I want to say something because the overall issue with you is that you say you want to talk about everybody else, and you know you're very sensitive. But here's the thing: you're playing checkers, the smart person's game, because every little thing you do has a consequence. And like someone will say something, and you'll send a text message and be like, "What did you say about me? I'm gonna ruin your life." She's like, "Nah, I don't like do that. Like I just like I was hurt about it. Okay." It's like, "Oh yeah, you said if you did this to me, I'm gonna say this about you. You've done it from day one. From day one, you do it."
I'm not like that close with you, Gertie. Like, I'm not even gonna have I would never ask you to have my back because we're like not close like that, Gertie. Like, what are you talking about? That's like delusional. That's like in your head. It's like, no, we're gonna talk about delusion and proof real soon, real soon. And Kiki's like, look, I just want Larsa, when something is wrong, to try to understand where the person's coming from, especially when that person is soft and is apologizing to you. And then Larsa all of a sudden goes from being like, no, just talk to me, okay? How about that? Instead of going to confessional, why don't you call me? Why don't you call me, Kiki? I love when Larsa drops her Kardashian voice.
She does this whole "you are" thing because that's the only way Larsa knows how to fight. Oh, really? Then why didn't you call me then? You could have called me then because like you're the one who does it every single time. And so Larsa's like if you're my friend Kiki, you're supposed to like be like happy, like I'm in a good like relationship, like. And she said, you said that I'm gonna need you again, like when my guy leaves me. That's a whack. That's a whack, bro.
And Kiki's like, listen, meet new people. You're not supposed to throw away your friend just because you meet new dick, okay? You're not my friend. You meet a guy, you throw away your friend. Oh, Kiki, tell me about this dick that you met. Wait, hold on, we'll talk about it later. Do you feel cast aside by Larsa? Well, I did. In the beginning, not so much, but like I took that route. You know, like what I said to you about Larsa was mean, and I apologize, and I can see where you're coming from. But as your friend, I really felt hurt. Okay, Larsa, she apologized to you. What do you want to say?
Like, it's no big deal. Like, I don't even, like, care. Like the only beef Kiki has is, like, in her one purse that she has. So, like, I don't, like, even care. Like, I love Kiki.
She's like, okay, moving in. We saw a video of your future father-in-law, Michael Jordan. He said he doesn't support your relationship. Does he understand I support him no matter what he does? I love him. Have you told him that? Does he know you know me? Does he even know my name? Does he know my last name? Does he know my middle name? I have a son. Does he know that? And a daughter. You should tell him. Oh.
Who here thinks that Michael Jordan was joking? And Lisa's like, well, I took it as a joke. And Marisol's like, well, I mean, I don't know the man well enough to know if he's joking, but I can tell you one thing. He's no Sid Caesar. Am I right, everyone?
And Julia's like,
He doesn't look joking. That's like I'm married to Martina, but I could not imagine dating Chris Everett's son. She would get so mad at me.
and he's like, that is good. Those are both more famous people than other people on this set. So that's good.
That's a good one.
Stars.
I don't even know who Chris Everett is. Is he hot? And Marcus is like, not even close, Andy. Like, not even close. It's like literally the perfect analogy. So Andy's like, if she started dating Chrissy Everett's son or daughter, I mean, one of the greatest rivalries in sports, you know, it's like The Last Dance Part 2. God, I love this documentary already.
And Lars is like,
Guys, like the basketball world, it's like so small. Like hardly anybody plays it. And like I'm in it. Cause like I have sons and they like play it too. Like, so like everyone I see is like worked with Michael Jordan before. Like it's like really hard to date somebody that doesn't know Michael Jordan.
Yeah, we're like around coaches and athletes and coaches and athletes. It's just like hard. I'm like, is Marcus a coach or an athlete? Because I don't think he is. I don't think this is a nice little thing to elevate yourself to some sort of importance, to some sort of exclusive world that you are claiming to be part of. But I don't think that's the case, Larsa.
yeah, Larsa. And they're like, she says,
We don't talk about other people's dads and moms.
because you're not cradle robbing the normies' parents. You're waiting for the fucking loaded ones to go steal
not-
their babies from their cradles.
Well, it's not even about cradle robbing. It's about the fact that this was your husband's like very close coworker. I mean, they had a rivalry, but like it's like Pippen and Jordan are such a thing, and then you start dating Jordan's son. Like, I'm so, like, and you're surprised that we're all like, what? So she was like, yeah, likewise. Everyone talk about it so much.
She
like,
loves
whatever.
it. She calls it Paps on herself all the time. She's another one who's like,
Oh my God, like why is everybody like talking about my relationship with Michael Jordan's son? I don't want to talk about Michael Jordan. I just want to talk about Michael Jordan's son, who I love. And I'm probably going to get everything that Michael Jordan had because I love his son.
Everybody's talking all this shit about me. Why can't they just let me live in a small basketball circle?
small basketball circle.
Our first date, he took me to see Pippen. It was so romantic, like.
I did find my corner of the sky because the sky was really small. It's a basketball sky.
So they're like, well, it's unique, and that's why we talk about it, okay? And Alexia's like, yeah, you know, look, like, I think we're, like, such good friends because, like, I don't think we talk about it enough. Like, we should talk about it more. And they're like, yeah, because, Larsa, you fucking leave the room or stop the conversation whenever anything is brought up. So why don't you have to talk about this shit on camera? Because Larsa always does that. She brings enough to make herself really look good. Like, I have a famous person, but I'm not going to talk about it. And if you guys do, I'm going to use that as a reason to fight with you and talk about it even more in every interview I go on.
Right, because it elevates her. Like when she got mad at Adriana because Adriana was talking about Kanye West, she's like, I don't want to talk about Friends. So
Yeah, she's acting
Larsa-
like, oh my God, like I don't even need a rich person. Like I'm already famous and I could date anybody in basketball. Girl, before this, you were selling booty bleach on Instagram. I saw it. Okay. She was like a spokesperson for butthole bleach, a butthole bleach pen. So
So Andy's like, so do we know, does Michael Jordan watch this show? Yeah, he like definitely like watches it, really only my scenes because like I'm his favorite apparently. And Marisol's like, I mean, what does he say? What does he think? Does he want a cocky? Am I the first gay icon he's ever seen on TV? Oh my God, I gotta fix my hair. Michael Jordan's watching.
So then, let's see here. Basically, Andy's like, so are you going to invite all these ladies to your wedding if you guys get married? And she's like,
I mean, we have like a really small list because his family's like very like private. Like, sorry, only basketball people. Like,
Yeah, I can't do it. Also, by the way, I love that Larsa writes in her own questions to the reunion because you cannot tell me this question was not by Larsa Pippen. Larsa, I think you and Marcus are a great couple. I hope you get married when the time comes. Are you having everyone to the group? no one out there is standing for Larsa and Marcus. This was written by, it's like, Flarsa Slippin from Sliami says, you guys are the best couple ever. Wow, congratulations.
I mean, their couple name, what is it? Larkus?
Marcus, Marsa.
Marsa?
So now the girls are doing some makeup and everything, and Gertie is like, I'm tired of the lights. I'm tired. And Larsa's taking like a selfie, and Gertie's like, it's enough. We gotta stop it. She is poison in the group. And Alexa's like, oh, that's true. That's like very true. Because the threatening people don't do this. You better have my back. Every scene, every confessional, there's a text message from me. This is enough. I'm tired of it. You can't be organic when you have someone like this threatening people. Get the fuck out of here. It's like, okay, Gertie.
Gertie went on Carlos King's podcast, and he's like, so Gertie, everyone is saying that you do too much. And she's like, because you do too little, which is, who did she get that
Gertie.
line from?
Phaedra
Yeah.
on the Traitors. How could she steal that?
I know. So she's going hard right now. Now, Gertie is too much, but she's always been too much, and I think it's so funny. I just love the overacting. Like, the lies are the lies. She's going to steal everything from Atlanta today. The lies. I cannot with the lies.
So we come back from commercial, and Lisa's like, hey, Marisol, fix your hair. And we got to Marisol, and I don't know how this happened, but her hair is like all up and big. Like, what? Did she just get shagged in the middle of the commercial break? Her hair is a mess. What? What's wrong with my hair? What's
Her
going
hair's
on?
crazy this whole day. She got a weird hairdo. I'm not sure what's going on with her hair. She looks like she's cast. It's like a stand-in was cast to play Marisol today. I don't even believe it's her. So we're back. All right, let's go back to the beginning. Marisol, cockies for Steve, says Julia led the charge on calling you out on pot stirring. Were you surprised it came from a woman who lets goats sleep in her bed? And she's like, well, Andy, I mean, when it happened, I was like, well, that came out of the blue. But then I thought, well, of course, compadre, it's con Adriana, you know, so she's got it out for me. So that's really all she meant to do, Andy.
Hold on. There's a cyber bully in this group, and guess who it is? And Adriana stands up with a letter, and Andy's like, oh, God, is it from Marisol's liver? No, there's a letter from a fan that was being told to bully me. So we read this letter, and it's like, hey, Adriana, Marisol is messaging tons of Bravo accounts telling us to try to get to hit you. And she's like, well, I don't even know. I don't even understand. What is an account? I don't understand Instagram. What are computers? This is before this beyond my time.
Why would I text my bank? Like, no, an Instagram account. Also, though, this account, we don't see what account it is. They don't show us. But this is, I can't even believe they accepted this as evidence. This was such trash evidence. The DM says, hey, Adriana, stop ignoring me, please. Marisol messaged me telling me how awful you are, and I think I'll believe her since you don't reply back. Fuck off. You don't have the right to fucking just get a reply from whoever you want, you asshole. That's like a total asshole move on that account's part. And Adriana's going to bring that into court. Sorry. No.
So Alexa's like, who has the time for all this, you know? And Marisol's like, do you think I'm stupid enough to DM strangers and tell them to attack Adriana? The answer is yes. Actually.
You wish me dead, though. You wish me dead. You remember? You wish me dead. You held a gun to my head. She's like, no, I didn't. And then we see the clip of her being like, oh my God, Adriana with rigor mortis in a coffin. I'd love to see that just because she can't bitch at me or whatever. She's like, you wished me dead.
Which is funny because Marisol was angry at Anna because I think she said that Anna wished her dead. First, like a similar
that's true.
joke.
So Marisol can't really complain in this situation, right?
Yeah.
I didn't say I wish she was dead. I said she's a corpse.
So, I know everyone here likes to gossip and everyone here repeats it. Adriana's like, but you spread it. And it's like, would you shut the fuck up for a minute? Okay, we just started, Adriana. Come on now.
Yeah. Okay, so Marisol's like, everybody loves gossip, Andy. We all hear it. We all bring it up, and that's just that. I mean, look at Julia over there. Julia's like,
Oh, but here's the thing. You spread lies. I spread God. And truth.
and Marisol's like, oh, God, you spread what you think is the truth. It's just,
Belief. That is where it starts.
Yeah.
I love that argument.
Come from your heart.
I believe it, and that makes me a better person than you because at least it's a real emotion, you know?
Yeah. This all started when you said you do not trust Nicole. And
No, that was the first. Then when Larsa asked if I was kissing man, I asked Larsa who told her that, and she did not clear your name.
And Lars like, no, it was never Marisol. It was a friend of mine that was at the actual restaurant. I'm not gonna say who he is because he's like super famous, but like you may have seen of him. He's like a rapper, but I don't want to say what his name is. But he's like really he's like really important and stuff. So like, XYZ like. And I was like,
Yeah, but then they probably told Marisol, and then she told me, I mean, what? I mean, I'm sorry.
So now they move. First of all, of course, Marisol is guilty of all of this. Everybody's knows this has been the thing against Marisol for years, is that she's always working behind everybody's backs, trying to bring them down, you know? And they all know it. And at this point, it's just like, what are you even going to yell at her for? You know, like, who cares?
Right.
Just learn to fight it better because she's never going to change. So now they're talking about the PI. Like, did you hire a PI to follow people? And she doesn't answer. Notice she just says, I mean, come on, guys, really? And
Chris
Adriana's
Bordito.
like, no, well, then she uses her cousin instead.
yeah, she plants her cousin at the airport to go get people's pictures. You told me that many times, which I'm just imagining some cousin who looks like Marisol wearing kind of like wearing a costume that looks like a trash can, but like with like a plant on top, just walking around sneaking photos of people around the terminal.
It's fucking Marisol. And I love the accusation that she's just trying to get pictures of people coming and going from the airport.
I know, it's such a specific place to get your gossip and also difficult. You can't just like go into an airport like that.
So everybody raises their hands that they believe this, pretty much everybody. And she's like, listen, I mean, if I was there's no angels here. So if I was hiring a private detective, don't you think they'd find something better than we've gotten?
That's a fair point.
Well, they actually found decent stuff. I mean, Julia making out with a man, supposedly. There was actually good stuff. It's just Julia didn't let it bother her at all. She's like, so what if I kissed a man? Martina would fucking love it. What's your point?
Yeah.
Well, Julia, you accused Marisol of stirring the pot all season, but some may say that you grabbed the spoon out of her hand. And Lisa, you told Lisa, I mean, in Mexico, you told Lisa that everyone was sick of her. Yes, but she's my friend, so I shared it.
That was very hurtful. What you guys said. Very hurtful what you've all said. I love Lisa getting into her scolding mode.
It was like an apple on a cheat day. Hurtful. And Nicole's like, well, listen, look, Julia speaks the truth and she holds people accountable. What Marisol does is like she'll get something random like from Instagram and like she hangs onto it like the Holy Grail, okay? She like repeats things with no truth. She doesn't take accountability. And Marisol's like, oh my God, I heard things and I repeated them.
Yeah. Yeah, but that was reckless. And like you shouldn't share stuff that you don't know if you don't have like any of the information. Like we all get DMs and Lexi goes, yeah, but like you don't bring in someone else to do it for you, don't you? That's what you do, Nicole. You bring someone else to do it for you. And she's like, who do I do? Bring that in. Anna, the mouthpiece.
Oh gosh, yeah. So she's like, "Oh my God, Anna Flinonos. I don't even know that lady's name. Whatever." So Andy's like, "All right, let's switch gears. Alexia's probably poor now. Alexia, let's watch a montage." So we see that, and we see her season, and
but-
she's like, "Go ahead."
Oh, no, sorry. Keep going.
I was just gonna say after that, we started the party, the New Horizons, Horizons Nuevas party, where
Yes.
Todd didn't show up. Why didn't Todd show up? And she's like, well, look, he encouraged me to have this party because like I have to like have a start with new people. But then he was like, why would I have these people in my house? Because they're like so horrible to me. So I was like, you know what? Then don't come to the party, Todd. Like, what am I gonna say?
Yes. And she's like, and like he said, the whole family, like, let's take it back to that. He did encourage me to have like this party to bring all the ladies together, but in the same way, he has conflict. Like, how would I want to have these women in my house? Because the last time, like, well, Peter, like last time we were all there, like, what, there was the attorney's lunch, And Adriana was like, because it's your job. Yeah, but it's like not being part, like, it's not part of the job to be a bitch like you are. Okay? That was a starzing for you.
I mean, actually, that's questionable. we could actually argue that it kind of is your job.
Yeah, so Alexia's like, okay, stop. Okay, you know what? And like making rumors about people and lies, that's not part of the job. And Adriana goes, oh, okay, so he was using me as a scapegoat.
Goat? Was someone here a goat? That is great, goat. Cool.
Oh, really? Oh, Andy, tell her to be quiet. He's like, no, she's trying to make a point. But she takes forever to make a point, Andy. The hubris, the hubris, the hubris.
Listen, Todd said, I thought about it and I know like what they're going to do. I'm going to go to the party and they're going to turn it all, they're all going to make fun of the videos. And then we see the video of Todd saying,
Dear Anthony, what I said on my end was very rude, and furthermore, I apologize greatly to all the good people of your organization. Hereby signed, Todd. Please enjoy these Godiva chocolates.
The good stuff. So then Adriana's just blinking, offended. Like she's doing my favorite Adriana move, where she's shaking her head like she's nodding it and blinking, but kind of nodding at the same time. It's like patting your stomach and rubbing your head or whatever at the same time. I love it every time.
I love when
it.
she does that. But by the way, Todd, if you don't want people making fun of your video, don't make a video that people would want to make fun of. Like
He makes
you did
multiple
a
ones. I mean, he
9-minute video to apologize to Anthony publicly. That's your own fault.
and then he had this.
And here is the story of why it's smarter to rent instead of buy. The man who owned our apartment did.
It's like, oh God, here he goes. So I love that also he was so offended that he didn't want any part of the show. And Alexia's talking about how much it hurt him and how offended it is. Everybody, how offended they are that everybody just makes fun of this video. And Bravo puts up the video.
Yeah.
And with all of their mockery on it, like the 8 minutes later, 9 minutes later.
The whole thing.
So good. Yeah.
You're gonna get made fun of no matter what. So just like
Yeah.
be up for it.
So Andy's like, well, what's the deal with you guys? Because I thought you guys were getting along. And Alexia's like, well, but then she said all this stuff about me. She said that I was making all these transphobic comments. You did make transphobic comments. You did it on camera.
Right.
I mean,
She's like,
you
"That's
could
a dude."
argue that they weren't transphobic, that they were just pure ignorance. But you can't argue that you didn't make those comments. I mean, what did she say? Wasn't she like, those are dudes?
Yeah, she did say that.
Yeah.
So then Adriana she's like, well, you started it, Alexia. You post on your Instagram. And so we see Alexia's Instagram that's like, for anyone to use Frankie's accident to compare or connect their level of pain or suffering to what Frankie endured is wrong,
Well,
especially
for
when
fuck's
referring-
sake, we don't need a 10-page. I mean, what is this, the Declaration of Independence? Wrap it up.
So she's like, well, I can post whatever I want. If the shoe fits, wear it. And it was about Frankie. And so then Alexia is calling Adriana a liar, and Marisol's being such a liar, because that's what Alexia said. And Adriana's like, you're the liar. And I said, well, the entire America knows I speak the truth. The entire America. I'm the only one here. I'm the only one that speaks the truth, and all of the America knows it.
And Larsa's like, I'm not cool with that. And Andy says, wow, the entire America.
And she goes on to say in the article that I twisted everything like my foot. Not now, Star speaking. That I knew I was doing what I was doing. I mean, all this horrible stuff, Andy. All this horrible stuff.
So now her and Adriana start talking over each other, but they've turned down Adriana's mic, so we don't know what she's saying. And I was cracking up because she does not even give a shit. Like, she just keeps coming and coming. So Andy's like, I thought you guys made up, though. Even if you fought after last season, you still made up at the beginning of this season. So what happened, And she's like, well, all the ladies told me to make up with her at the beginning of the season, so I did it because they all told me to. And I'm not a martyr like her, okay? Because I don't play the victim. It's just that everybody victimized me right now. And Adriana goes, oh, you're not a victim because you're a star, right? Okay, this is the cue for my poem. No? Okay, I guess I will sit down now.
And she goes, yeah, that's right. I am a star. And you should start believing in yourself too. And Adriana's like, I do believe it. And Lexi's like, well, your life would be a lot better. My life is great. And Lisa goes, she's a pop star. Adriana's like, yeah, I'm a pop star. What kind of star are you?
The delusion
What's your star specialty? I know, pop star. Come on now.
So Alexia's like, okay, she's been talking about me all season. First I'm too rich, and then she's like, first I'm too rich, and then I'm poor, having marital problems. Like, she can't keep her stories, Sandy. Keep your stories. So Nicole calls her out. She's like, listen, you've got all these double standards. Like, you don't want us talking about your family and their finances, but you can talk about Lisa's. Like, why is it okay for you to talk about everybody else? And she's got a good point. And Alexia just nods, and she's like, okay, well, true. Good point.
It's tit for tat. She came after me now, so she can slander. She's slandering Todd. And Nicole's like, yeah, but Alexia, when Alexia wanted to speak about who's paying Lisa's bill, and Lisa puts her thumbs, she goes, yeah, that's me. That's me. You came for me. yeah, so you expect people on the cast to behave a certain way towards you, but like you don't treat people the same way. You don't want anyone to talk about your family. You made it very clear. But like she has no problem questioning my relationship with my dad. She has no problem bringing up my mom. You have double standards. And Alexia's like, yeah, well, me saying that you're mean and that your mom said you're mean, like that doesn't mean anything. Like.
It's fucking Alexia. It's so funny. She can never admit she's wrong. And she's like, oh, and then everybody is saying that I said that I own my house. I never said it, but they're saying that I rented, but I didn't rent it either. I leased it. And guess what? I brought receipts from checks, and I've got checks to show that I paid a lease. They're like, literally nobody cares. So she's going off and she's like, my man is reputable and he's a businessman and he has checks. And I'm going to prove that he has a checkbook. And they're like, oh God, who cares? And Lisa's like, I'm sorry, I got to pee. So she gets up and runs off. Then someone's phone starts ringing. Okay. And then everybody else is like, I want to pee. And Nicole's like, I want to pee. So it's just chaos. Everybody's talking. Phones are ringing. Chickens are clucking, So now Nicole leaves the stage and Alexi's like, everybody here is very rude. So I guess I'm going to wait till everybody comes back. Okay, I'm going to hold my checks.
Yeah. So now Alexia's really, really pissed off. So they come back from break.
By the way, I have to say, I'm sorry, Ben. I could have said this without interrupting you, but I didn't see this note till late. So they go to commercial. The first commercial is Jeff Goldblum. And he goes, I know renters when I see them. And it was an apartments.com commercial. Isn't that shit funny? I mean, that's a brilliant placement. Loved it.
Well, also, like, right before this, at one point, when Alexa's talking about her lease, and she's like, my lease says I had a 2-year lease and expired in February, and it shows I paid with checks because I read that you guys are all month to month. And Marisol goes, what, like you're drug dealers? I was like, what? What? Marisol just like try to launch, like get something started there. There are a bunch of drug dealers paying month to month.
There's so much crazy happening on this one show. It's so fucking funny. I heard that from Old Queen in a Bar that Todd is a property manager and he is in charge of that building. And so they were letting him live in like the show apartment, but they never owned it. They just shot there. And a lot of the housewives don't live where they shoot. A lot of them take out homes for the season. I mean, the most noticeable is on Salt Lake City, like when you've got a Meredith living in a different place every single season.
Yeah. Or even Jen Shaw before
right.
Before all that happened.
Okay, so we come back and now everybody's coming back to the set and Andy's like, okay, Alexia, what were you saying? And she goes, oh, I forgot because everyone was so rude to me, so I forgot what I was going to say. So she like leaves the check thing alone. And Adriana's like, oh, okay, then finally I'm going to say my poem because I wrote a poem. And they're like, oh, God, here we go.
So they're like, okay, they're all bracing because they're like, is this poem written by Marisol's liver? She's like, no, here's the poem. A star, okay. What makes a star is not hubris. It's true, but kindness and talent shining through. It's not about ego or self-centered pride, but the way one uplifts others side by side. Like you do. Have some class. Okay. A star is made of talent.
This big, long poem about a star. And it goes on and on. She's like, my dress might sometimes be like a tube dress, but at least I don't have hubris. The hubris. Thank you. That's what stars are. And they're like, what the fuck is your point? And she goes, yeah, I know, because I am a star. So thank you for the poem. She goes, yes, that's my point. That
confirms it.
Everybody's a star.
Yeah.
Okay.
That confirms I'm a star. The entire poem, by the way, Andy is cringing. Everyone's like cringing. They're like waiting for the other shoe to drop. Like, where is this going? What is Adriana going to do? But it just winds up being an earnest poem, but passive aggressive about like what makes it
passive aggressive, but just not very entertaining, which is unfortunate because it's like your second song. It's just not as entertaining as the first. Like, I love the letter to the liver, but this one, you need to do better, especially if you're going to come in a crown of roses. I need more.
Yeah. And so Alexia is saying that she's a star. She's like, and by the way, like I know all of you love that line because you've all adopted it. So you're all acting like you're stars now too. Okay. And so Larsa's like, but what are you talking about? Like you're acting like I don't say that like I'm the only one here doing something and it makes the rest of us look bad or whatever. And then Alexia's like, no, I said I don't lie. So they start going back and forth about like you lie, but you lie. So then Julia and Kiki just start kissing. to try to like their plan is to kiss so that way it distracts everyone so they stop arguing. To which I say, way to go, Andy. Way to like force your employees to kiss each other. Wow, craven behavior by
Sexual
Andy Cohen.
harassment, and
Sexual
Bravo
harassment.
is over.
Yeah.
So Alexia's just screaming, "You're a liar!" And then they finally stop because not Gertie, dumbass, Kiki, and that's so gross because it's the other black lady. Really nice, Ronnie. So it's Kiki kissing Julia. So they keep kissing because they're not getting attention. But finally, on like their 5th try, they do get some attention. And so they're like, "We were just playing to make you stop fighting." And Alexia is still screaming, "Liar! You're a liar!" And Adriana screaming, "You're a liar!" So then Gertie, now we get to Gertie. Gertie's like, "Okay, but let's not sit here and pretend that everybody's telling the truth because you called Marisol and Alexia a pot stir, but you're the pot stir at Larsa. You hold people hostage and you say, don't tell people like this or you're going to get it, you checkers player."
So then Nicole is basically like, okay, well, guess what? At Alexia's wedding, Larsa, you and Lisa were fighting, and you were basically like, have my back in this fight. Otherwise, I'm going. Alexia, what you said was that Larsa called you up and said, have my back in this fight. Otherwise, I'm basically going to tell everyone that people were doing drugs at your wedding. And Alexia, since you say you don't lie, can you back up that Larsa had this conversation with you?
And Alexia's like, yeah. So she basically confirms that Larsa said something along the lines of, if I'm such a bad person, then why don't I say what all these people were doing at the wedding? If I was a really bad person, I would call the paps and tattletale on what everybody was doing.
It's like a veiled threat, but like it's not the you can't say that she threatened because she said, well, what I would say if I were threatening someone, but I'm not going to threaten you.
Right. If I was the type of person to threaten people. And this was after the fight with Lisa, which, I love that she's basically calling Lisa a big giant cokehead. So everybody's like, what were people doing at the wedding? And people are like, was it blowjobs? Was it kissing? And Larsa goes, drugs. And Lisa's like, oh, come on. Everybody in Miami does. I mean, almost everybody. What were we talking? Girl Scout cookies.
Not me.
Girl Scout
I love
cookies.
F1 racing. Oh my God. So then, so they all go to break. And it's time for lunch and everything. So everyone's going to their rooms, etc. And so Larsa's talking to Marcus and Lisa. She's like, I mean, I'm scaring people to the press. Like, I've never said like one bad thing about anyone ever before. Like, I don't talk to people like that. And Marcus is like, yeah, babe. Like, I mean, who do you even threaten? Like, I've never spoken bad about anyone. That's like a full-blown lie. Like.
So then Marisol and Alexia are joking about the drug allegations. And Marisol's like, well, I mean, you think I know that people are doing drugs? I'm in the bathroom all night. She goes, oh, yeah, that's why I follow you. Which they probably are doing coke in the bathroom all night. More power to them. Jesus Christ, I wish my ticker still worked.
I mean, I've never been married to a cocaine cop before, but like I've been married to an athlete, so like I know a thing or two about drugs or whatever, or maybe I don't because I'm not married to a coke dealer, but like whatever, like. And Marisol is like, yeah, she's like, I would have seen something in the bathroom. So
she's kind of dissing Alexia there, right? Saying like, well, how would I know?
Yes.
I'm not the one who is married to a drug dealer. You think Alexia gives a shit? She was proudly just on Cocaine Cowboys. She thinks she's like the baddest ass of all the baddest asses here. You can't like hold that against her and think it's going to be offensive,
So then there's like this weird moment where Alexia walks into Larsa's room and it's like very, very awkward and strange. And she's like, hi, Marcus. He's like, hey. Come on, say hi to me. Say hi to me. He's like, I am saying hi. He's like, I love you. I love you so much. Hey, Larsa, why don't you should wear your dress like this without the cape. Like it's good. Next part, do it like this. Do it like this. She's like, thank you.
So she's basically just like, nothing's wrong, right? And Larsa's like,
Wait a minute, like I feel like I should like get something like off my chest, like what you were saying out there, like at the end of the day we get nothing for nothing, and that's like the life of the poor. But like I feel like when you told that story I feel like didn't like XYZ come from like me, like have you ever known me to go to the media?
no, Larsa Pippen going to the media about anything?
Never. No, that's not what I said. No, my love. No, my love. I said someone in the media had said that you were trying to prove that you were a good friend. So you said, if I wasn't a good person and a good friend, I can have this out there, and I'm not doing that. Yeah, but like that had nothing to do with me. But like that's the story that happened, Larsa. Yeah, but like I never said I go to the press. Like I said there was a reporter there. That's what happened. No, I didn't say you said that. I said that you said that you knew that someone had come to you. That's what I said to you. I was like, I was like, what?
They're both so full of shit. And so they start just calling each other liar over and over again. And that's when Andy can hear them. And he's like, oh my God, can you hear that? It's going to be a long night. I have children.
Yeah. So that was the end of part 1. And I think part 2 is coming up tonight. So we'll have that for you guys later on. But thanks everyone for listening and being here for this bonus episode.
Yeah, we sure love you guys. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.